2024 RBI crackdown on digital lending intermediaries shut down more performance marketing playbooks in 90 days than the previous 5 years combined. If you're running marketing for a fintech in India right now, that one line tells you everything about why this framework exists. Hi and welcome back to the Upgrowth YouTube channel, and today we're walking through exactly how fintech marketing works in 2026 when you have RBI, SEBI and IRDAI sitting at the table with you. Now let's get started. Okay. The summary makes the portion very clear immediately. Fintech marketing in India sits at the intersection of three things most agencies can't hold together simultaneously: regulatory compliance, performance economics that survive a CPL audit, and GEO visibility for queries that AI engines now answer directly. And the fintechs that survived the 2024 crackdown had three things in common. Their compliance team sat down inside their growth meetings and not as a reviewer at the end, but as an input at the beginning. Their ad creative was reviewed against the digital lending guidelines before launch, and their attribution model tied paid spend to disbursed loans and funded accounts, not to apply now button clicks. That last one is the most important shift in fintech marketing right now. Optimizing for lead volume instead of qualified lead volume, for raw CPL instead of activation adjusted CPL, is the signal is the single most common cause of inflated unit economics in Indian fintech advertising. If you're scaling a fintech in India right now, you're working in an environment where the regulator can rewrite your execution unit economics in a single circular. Now let's understand why fintech is different from every other category. Fintech operates under three constraints: SaaS, B2C, and B2B service, doesn't face regulatory mandate, creative restriction, KYC gated conversion windows, and trust signals that take 12 to 18 months to compound. So that's the main whole gist of why fintech marketing is so different. Now let's understand the ICP segmentations. Now, before any strategy conversation, the blog makes a point that most agencies don't. Which type of fintech you are actually running? Because the marketing economics are completely different across categories. Number one is lending. Now, NBFCs, personal loans, BNPL, business lending, highest CPL in the category, 2 to 3x higher than any other fintech. Why? Platform restrictions are significant here. Attribution must try to disburse loans, not form fills. Second, wealth and investment. Mutual funds, PMS, algo trading, SEBI compliance is non negotiable. Performance claims are heavily regulated. GEO visibility matters enormously here because 40% of financial product research now starts with AI platforms. Third, payment and neo-banking. Lowest CPL in this category, but again lowest LTV as well. The growth lever is activation and habit formation, not execution volume. Then, fourth one is neobanking. Now, compliance overlaps with RBI's digital banking guidelines. Brand trust and geo citation share are very primary competitive modes. Number four, number five is, number four is insurance fintech. Now, this motion is comparison driven, SEO, RDI compliant. This is the most partnership marketing with banks and platforms. Like very much trust building, claim experience is required here. Lastly is the crypto, Web3 and alternative assets. The most constrained category. Meta and Google both have crypto policies that restrict paid. So the playbook is a community-led growth, compliance-aware education content, and influencer partnership that stay within SEBI's tightening guidance on crypto promotion. So the blog's first question to any fintech prospect is which of these five businesses are you actually running? And then the answer will determine everything that follows. Now, what's the framework every marketer should know? Number one, compliance first creative. Now, every paid creative must clearly identify the regulated entity offering the financial product. If it's RBI digital lending guidelines, they require this for any lending offer. Number two checkpoint is claim substantiation. What does that mean? Any numerical claim, performance statistic, return production, anything in your creative needs the documented substantiation. Approval in 5 minutes needs the underlying time to decision data. Save up to rupees 50,000, it needs the calculation index. So any number, it needs the claim, any claim that is made on the number needs some proof. Number three, disclosure formatting. Mandatory disclosure. APR ranges, risk warnings, regulatory caveats, terms and conditions must appear in the creative itself, not buried on the landing pages. So that's a very crucial. Number four is the landing page parity. Now, the prime promise made in the creative, it must match the offer on the landing page. Any disparity will not work. Bait and switch patterns will not work. Audit your landing page monthly. In advertising, appear with the full risk disclosure. So these are the critical checkpoints that fintech needs to make. Now let's understand the five pillar growth frameworks for Indian fintechs. Number one, category authority through SEO and GEO. Your fintech category has 200 to 400 high intent queries that prospect type before they're ready to apply, transact, or invest. Owning the answer to these queries in GEO or SEO is so important. It's the foundation of everything else. For our clients, Five Money and Vans, we focused on AI overview dominance for some keywords and then pushed them into the authority. CAC reduction happened from this work, compounds over 18 to 24 months, and shows up as branded search lift. That is what it happened. You can explore the case studies by going to the resources and click on case study. And then you can find in fintech our case studies related to Vans and Five Money. So do check these out. There are more case studies related to fintech. So this is going to be really helpful. Meanwhile, let's go back. So where were we? We were on the pillar growth framework. Okay, second one is the performance marketing tied to underwritten outcomes. Your paid spend should optimize on the conversion event the CFO uses to cohort revenue, right? For a lender, that's the disbursed loan, not the application. So those things should be mapped out. Number three pillar, content engine for the consideration window. Fintech buyers research for 7 to 45 days before purchase because that's fintech, right? That's your money, your life. So, content engine that captures this window has three layers: comparison content, educational content, and social proof. That works the best. Number four, trust and authority signals through PR, expert content, AI search. Very important in fintech conversion. Brand recall is very important. Brand trust is very important. Number five, life cycle and retention engineering. The cheapest fintech customer is the one already in your funnel who has not converted, right? KYC drop off recovery, application abandonment, remarketing, dormant account reactivation, all of this sit at your execution engine. So most fintech operator underinvest in this pillar, but do invest in it. It's the most crucial part. You can also, if you're into SaaS, you can check and you're thinking to hire a SaaS marketing agency. So if you're into SaaS, you can check this article out. This will really help you in understanding how to pick up the right SaaS marketing agency. Now let's look at the GEO and AEO strategy now. Now GEO now answers 38% of fintech queries directly without requiring the user to click on the result. So you need to appear in those AI overviews answer. You need to appear on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, any question that is related to your target market. So make sure that your GEO strategy is on point. If it is not, you can go at the footer, click on AI driven growth, and you'll find generative engine optimization. Click on that, explore our service, and see what all we have done for clients. And then you can book a discovery call with us, and we will help you get into that. Meanwhile, let's go back to our article. Or before you want to get into an audit, you can visit Groove here, which you can find at the top of the article. This is our AI growth strategist, and it is built on the frameworks, case studies, the 150 plus clientele we have had. So this answers most of all of your questions. So do try this out. Meanwhile, let's go back. So we were at measurement framework. Now what to track and what to ignore. There are some three things. Now KYC completion rate, the execution quality metrics is very important. Because again, your execution, the customer execution cost, that's important, right? Then the unit economic metrics. The CFO uses these metrics. So the marketing dashboard that shows CTR, CPC, CPL, without these is reporting on inputs, not outputs. So you need that. Third, brand authority metrics, branded search volume trend, AI citation share. All of this, organic non-brand traffic, all of this is really, really important. So do check this out. Then we added some six common mistakes that fintech operators make in India. Number one, they optimize paid spend on signups when the revenue happens at the disbursement. That's the first common mistake. Second, running D2C style creative on financial products. That will not work. The creative converts in week 1 and gets the account flagged in week 3. So fix is compliant first creative briefs that bake regulated requirements into the input. So that you need to check out. Third, treating SEO as a content output instead of an authority compounding system. SEO will not give you the output like in 2 days or a week. It will give you in months, but it will give you compounding output. So do keep that in mind. Number four, under investing in lifecycle marketing. No. KYC incomplete cohort and the dormant account cohort hold more recoverable revenue than the code execution pipeline. So invest in that. Number five, skipping geo entirely. Now that's the biggest mistake any fintech marketer can make. Right now, 38% fintech queries are being generated on these LLMs. So do check these out. Six, hiring a journalist agency instead of a fintech specialist. You need to have someone in your expertise in your area. So hire a fintech specialist, just like a growth. Then fintech categories and growth strategies also were added based on different categories. And lastly, we've answered some few questions about fintech marketing. So, all in all, fintech marketing in 2026 in one line is that compliance is not a constraint on growth, it's a structural input that makes growth sustainable. The fintechs that are winning right now are the ones that integrated compliance into creative briefs, rebuilt attribution around activation events, and started optimizing for AI citation share alongside traditional performance metrics. So it's not dead, you don't leave it, you bring AEO in it. So if full blog I've added in the description. So full blog I've added in the So full blog links I've added in the description. Do check it out. If you are a fintech growth head or CMO trying to make a sense of performance marketing in a regulated environment, this is the most India specific framework available right now.